Hey folks, welcome back to another installment of Shop Time, Portrayal Press. I'm Patrick Tipton. We're going to take a little detour today from the 43 Willys MB tub and we're going to work on the windshield. And in fact, we're going to work on the inner windshield frame. I had a little time over the weekend to fix something I've been thinking about for a while. So windshields on Jeeps from World War II are two pieces. There's an outer frame and an inner frame. The inner frame holds the glass. It's a fairly complex extruded piece of metal. It's got a hole in the middle of the extrusion and it catches moisture. So if there's any water that gets in them or it's just over time, pretty much all of them are going to get some rot in the bottom. And what happens is the frame gets really weak and you worry about it cracking the glass. It's just not very good. So in general, people buy repros. The repros for the most part don't fit right. I think there's one company that may be making them, but they're about $500 for the inner frame. So my frame was pretty nice, except it had a bunch of rot on the bottom. So I came up with a pretty good way, I think, to fix it. I'm going to show you that today. I did one half of it over the weekend. I'll show you the finished product, but we're going to fix the little section on the other side. Here's the area of rot. We need to support that. So the first step we're going to do is take the angle grinder with a grinding disc on it, and we're going to grind all this metal out. Once the metal's ground out, I'm going to take my smaller angle grinder and make sure everything's clean and bright in there. This would be a good time, if you're going to put some rust proofing in it, to go ahead and saturate the whole area with rust proofing. I'm going to go ahead and weld in the section and then I'll put it in afterwards. Now I'm taking some 3/8 inch square stock and I'm fitting it into place. I'm grabbing my oxyacetylene torch and brazing this into place. I've thought about a couple of ways to do this. You could silver solder it, but the silver soldering temperatures are pretty close to braze. It probably flows a little bit better, but I didn't have any here. I had braze handy, so I did that. The other thing you probably could do is just use regular solder and fill the whole area with solder. It probably wouldn't be as strong, but it probably would be more than sufficient if you don't have an oxyacetylene torch, but you do have a propane torch. All right, guys, that's a wrap. I think that's an easy solution to fix inner windshield frame rot on your World War II Jeep. So I mentioned before that silver solder might be a better solution than the braze if you have it. I think in my experience, silver solder flows a little bit better and will flow around and down into that windshield frame a little bit easier than the braze does. But braze works fine if you've got it and if you're comfortable doing it. So thanks again for tuning in, and please hit that like button and subscribe button. And Patrick Tipton signing off. Keep those corners square, get out in that shop and get your hands dirty and make something. Thanks.